We can start the session, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of our 1 week online faculty development program on emerging trends in pedagogy for quality excellence in higher education, jointly organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of V.V.Vanniaperumal College for Women, Virudhunagar, and Jamal Mohamed College, Tiruchirappalli. We have had 2 fantastic days so far, and today promises to be just as engrossing. On behalf of the organizing committee, it's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to Dr. S. Indana, Principal of V.V.Vanniaperumal College for Women, Virudhunagar, Dr. D.I. George Amalaratnam, Principal of Jamal Muhammad College, Tiruchirappalli, Dr. M. Ponnin Selvi, and Dr. M. Syed Ali Padusha, IQSC coordinators from both colleges, as well
Students in the classroom has become more challenging in today's world, largely due to the many distractions they encounter. However, the integration of AI tools offers instructors a powerful way to capture students' attention and ignite their curiosity for learning. We are excited to welcome you to this session to learn the effective use of AI tools in higher education. Now, I'm delighted to welcome the amiable person, Dr. T. Ganga Parameshwari, Associate Professor of English, V.V.Vanniaperumal College for Women, Virudhunagar, to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Dilip Bharat, Professor and Head, Department of English, Maharaja Krishna Kumar Singhji, Bhavnagar University, Gujarat. Dr. Ganga Parameshwari, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Purnima Devi. A pleasant good afternoon to you all. On behalf of the IQAC of V.V.Vanniaperumal College for Women, Virudhunagar, and Jamal Mohamed College, Tiruchirappalli, I deem it a great privilege to introduce today's resource person, Professor Dilip Bharat, a visionary, inspiring, and multifaceted educator. The task of a modern educator is not to cut down jungles, but to irrigate deserts, said C.S. Lewis. This sentiment beautifully reflects the transformative journey of Professor Dilip Bharat, an innovative, dynamic, and deeply committed academician whose exceptional contributions have redefined English language, literature, and education. With over 26 years of experience, Professor Dilip Bharat has proved himself as an eminent scholar and a respected leader, currently serving as Professor and Head of the Department of English at Maharaja Krishna Kumar Singhji, Bhavnagar University, Gujarat. His influence is felt far beyond the classrooms, with leadership roles such as Dean of the Faculty of Arts from 2018 to 2021 and Chairman of the Board of Studies for English since 2009, marking him as a trailblazer in academic governance. A dedicated activist of quality education, Professor Dilip Bharat contributes as a NAC assessor, serving as chairman, member coordinator, and member of your teams. His contributions to improving educational institutional standards across India underscore his unwavering commitment to academic excellence. As an inspiring mentor, Professor Dilip Bharat has guided countless students in doctoral and academic endeavors, include groundbreaking research such as UGC funded project on using technology in English teaching and an MHRD e-content project on literature. The novels of Thomas Hardy and numerous articles in varied journals reflects his acumen in areas like South Asian literature, contemporary novels, and the integration of ICT in pedagogy. As a modern day educator, Professor Dilip Bharat has conducted workshops nationwide, empowering hundreds of educators with innovative techniques like flipped learning, blended teaching and research methodology. His teacher training modules for organizations such as NCERT and SERT showcase his forward-thinking approach and dedication to lifelong learning. True to his pioneering spirit, Professor Dilip Bharat is set to lead today's session on productive use of AI tools in higher education, reaffirming his role as an innovative authority in leveraging cutting edge technology to shape the future of education. Undoubtedly, his discourse will leave an indelible mark in the academic arena, cementing his legacy as a visionary mentor and a champion of excellence. Thank you very much, sir. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful introduction. It's truly our pleasure to have Dr. Dilip Bharat with us today. We are eager to hear his insights on productive use of AI in higher education. Sir, kindly take the virtual stage and proceed with your enlightening address.
Very good afternoon, everybody. It seems I lost my internet connection on my laptop, so I quickly joined with the mobile phone right now here. And I will wait if I will get the connection on my laptop also. Thanks a lot for elaborate introduction. Our topic for today in this very interesting faculty development program is on productive use of AI in higher education. So we try to see that as a teacher, what we see as a productive role of ours in higher education. So first of all, the question that comes is, how do we define productivity? What is our way of looking at productivity? Then we can say what way or what kind of generative AI tools can be useful to us in our role as a teacher also. Just a minute, let me just check if I get my connection back here, so I can share my PPT from my laptop also. The first thing that comes nowadays when we look at our productivity and other things in terms of our just a minute. Yeah. The first thing that we tend to ask, maybe today all of us, all the teachers who are here, might have used one or the another form of generative AI tool in different context. It won't be like their question comes to me as a resource person. I would also like to ask generative AI and see that what has generative AI to reply, or what does artificial intelligence think of the productivity of the teacher, how it tries to look at those things also. Had we been in a workshop mode, I would have asked all the participants also to ask the same question to generative AI and tell what is the response or what response is coming. But as we are in a not in a workshop mode, so I would just share what response I got from generative AI. It says that productivity of a teacher in higher education is a very multifaceted concept that goes beyond the conventional measures of hours worked in classrooms. That what teachers are doing in classroom, but it goes beyond the classrooms. When we remember our days as students, we always thought that teachers are for teaching only, because our experience of dealing with teachers always like teachers are there to teach only. We don't know what else teachers have to do. But when we become a part of, just a minute, I got my connection back also. Yeah. When we become a part of,
Please unmute, sir. Please
Sir,
unmute.
your voice is not audible, sir. Please unmute your mic, sir.
yeah, okay. Is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. So I was just maybe last few sentences. Let me repeat the thing. Productivity of the teacher. So it goes beyond the classroom teaching. It encompasses a broad range of activities. It contributes to overall goals of education, research, and community engagement. And then AI gave some of the key dimensions of what are the key dimensions which generative AI produced or generated as a part of productivity for teachers. Let us see this. What are the challenges in defining productivity? What are the challenges? When we look at productivity of a teacher, we have a very first important point here is that the teacher's job or people working in higher education as a teachers and lots of other work they have to do, they have to balance between three important responsibilities. One very core is teaching, which is at the center of everything that we do. We are recruited for this. We willingly adopted this path that no, I want to teach, so I become a teacher. But once we become a teacher, we realize that, well, teaching is a part of the thing. It is 33% of the work. There is lot many other things that also I have to do. And then the important part comes is research. So as a teacher, if I have to grow, I have to get promotions. If I want to climb the ladder of assistant professor to associate professor to professor, then I have to do a research contribution also. We have seen that many times teachers love to be only teacher, but research is also forced upon us. So that also becomes a part where our productivity is measured as a teacher in higher education. Had we been in schools, research is not our area. In school, as a school teacher, my job is only to teach. But in higher education, our productivities are measured in a different form, and there comes research area. And third important work, which many times many teachers do not like it, that is administrative responsibilities also. So we are given lots of work, that other work that we have to do. And this administrative responsibilities also include syllabus framing if we are a member of the boards, preparing various criterias for assessment if we are a NEC coordinator or a team of a NEC IQAC, then we have to work for those things also. And day-to-day reporting, day-to-day emails, answering to emails, some kinds of reports are to be submitted, 6 monthly, annual base, and lots of other work. Our students' work which is being done, report writing on that work also, and lots of submissions also we have to do. So when we define productivity, the challenges that first comes is that our role is divided in three major parts: teaching, research, and administrative responsibilities. In all these three things, we need to take care of the things. And this is where it is very important that when the AI tools have come in last 2 years, it has really helped us in higher education in carrying out in all these three responsibilities in a very effective manner. Our output also has improved qualitatively, and quantitatively we are able to do now more work also. That way generative AI is helping us in this. We'll see some of the examples also. Second point, measuring intangible impacts like mentorship, creativity and societal contributions. Now, when we try to define productivity, there are various other forms in which teachers make their impact on learners and society. But that is not measured. It is very difficult to measure how the mentorship plays a vital role. What we do in classroom and how our students are inspired by what we say, what we do, that we don't know. There is no way that we can measure our productivity, our creativity also. Many of the teachers are very creative in their classrooms, and they keep on trying one or the other kinds of things also. But there is nobody, or there is no way that all those things can be effectively measured also. So that kind of productivity is not being touched upon. Societal contributions are also of a similar nature. Recognizing diverse academic outputs beyond publications and awards. And so when we think of API points, when we think of promotions from various levels, from assistant to associate, we see publications, awards, and something that is recognizable, tangible, measurable. But there are many innumerable outputs of academics which is very difficult to measure. For example, I being a teacher of arts and humanities, we deal with literature, and maybe we teach students that ultimately being happy in life is very important. The ultimate success of a human life shall be measured in terms of how happy you are, how happy you make other people, how good the environment you make around you. That should be something that becomes very important for arts and humanities also. But how can you measure that? We don't ask in any of the NAC assessment or any national NIRF assessment or anywhere that are your students happy or not, or are you happy working or not. That happiness index is not there. That is one part to see that in the similar way there might be many other things which remains unrecognized. And so our productivity, when we try to define, all sorts of our productivity cannot be measured also. It will always remain that in many innumerable ways we try to contribute to society, to our students, to our surrounding, to our environment, but then it may not be considered as productivity at all, or may not be measured also. These are the 10 important points which generative AI generated. It gave that this way you can think of, or you can look at the productivity. Well, we may agree, we may not agree also with some of the points also. This is produced by generative AI. But to a greater extent, if I look at my own experience in academia for more than 2.5 decades, and if I look back and try to see, I find that to a greater extent, all this 10, what kind of teaching methods we adopt, how we keep on trying new methods, how we try to be creative in our pedagogical practices, that all is a major part. Research and scholarship, we have to do research, and the part as a teacher in university, for example, myself as a supervisor, as a chairman of board of studies, dean of faculty of arts, in whatever other roles beyond teaching that we have to do. It is a part and parcel of higher education system that we have to be in administration, education administration, and as a part of that itself, we are a research guide also. And we don't only have to guide the PhD scholars, but we also have to guide new research guides also. New supervisors also we need to guide, and we need to take care of many other things also. Then contribution to academic community. For example, this gathering that we are doing here is a part of contributing to academic community by sharing my own experience of doing the things, while having a talk with all of you in online mode. Somewhere we are trying to contribute in this institutional development. The organizers, the two colleges have joined hands, they have collaborated to plan this faculty development program. Around 100 or more than 100 people have joined this. It's a very successful program. And you will see all the teachers are working. The teachers of both the institutes are working. And when they are working on this, they are also adding value to their institutes also. So there is institutional development where teachers play a very significant role. Community engagement and outreach program, maybe directly through NSS program or any other programs which colleges are normally engaging, they keep on doing this. Technology and innovation, which is very necessary part. Right now we are in online mode, so we all are using some form of technology and innovation. And then later on we see professional ethics, values, lifelong learning, skill development, student and alumni impact, global cultural content, all these things. To one or the another extent, we keep on doing, or we keep on engaging ourselves in different ways in all these things also. Maybe something might be missed out by generative AI, but still we can say that whatever is produced, it is helping me. It is helping me to see that this is my role as a teacher in higher education. What am I doing? What I need to do? That all I can get as an idea, and it can help me in improving my productivity there. So first thing that we get is that simply when we ask the generative AI, we prompt that, what do you mean by productivity of a teacher in higher education? What do you mean? What do we mean by productivity of a teacher in higher education? And then we get the point, and then we can do our own assessment also, whether to what extent I am working in this area. This is how AI can contribute into our productivity also. How can productivity be measured? In qualitative and quantitative metrics, it can be measured. Qualitatively, we can get students' feedback, peer evaluation, contribution to departmental goals, and impact of research on projects and on society also. Then quantitatively also, number of publications, citations of the publications, research grants, research projects, that all can be quantitatively working. Teaching hours and student outcomes, how many hours we teach and what is the outcome of the students, how many of them are passing their basic exams, from there to how many of the students are able to pass recruitment jobs exams and they get into jobs, or they become job creator also. So that may be student outcome. And service to the institution, how we can work as a part of various committees, committee leadership roles, or how we do service to the institution. As I gave the example, that those teachers who are involved in this FDP, you are doing a great service to your institutions by building the brand of your institutions, who is working for a very good, noble work of faculty development program. Okay. This again is something what generative AI has produced, and if I apply my experience on that, I find that it is quite true that these all things are part and parcel of a productivity of a teacher in higher education. Then the next question that we can ask to generative AI is this, that how can generative AI assist teachers in achieving these goals? You told that these are the goals, but how can generative AI assist teachers in achieving these goals? And then we got a very interesting response for this also. One thing very important that we need to see in this, when we look at this all aspects, that is one very important thing that becomes very significant and important in all this thing is the experience of being a human. the experience of being a teacher, that is very significant and very important. Whatever question we have, we can ask to generative AI and it will give some responses. But we know that those responses may be false also. It may be wrong also. So how can we judge whether whatever responses are produced, generated by AI are true or not? It is our experience. Being teacher or in whatever role in academia we are, that plays a significant role. So devoid of experience, generative AI cannot help in our productivity. Yeah, Ajanta, somebody, mic is on, I think. Okay, it is muted. Okay, so beyond this, so what becomes important here, before we go into how it helps us, is to keep this in mind that if as a teacher we do not have experience, then perhaps we may not realize the very crucial role of AI in our productivity. We may be driven into a wrong direction also. So that plays a very significant role. With our experience, there is icing on the cake. There is icing on the cake. And that is where generative AI is helping us to manage our work in a different ways also. And here I would like to share my personal experience also, working with generative AI and different things that we can see. So let me share my slides again. Yes, so when I asked this question about how generative AI can assist teachers in achieving these goals there, the very first point was enhancing teaching and pedagogical effectiveness. So first is this, that teaching is very important for me. It is the main role of a teacher in higher education, and this should be up to the mark. This should be up to date. This should be where I might be using the latest pedagogical ideas, latest innovations in technology. Everything I should be using in teaching. I should be using the old methods like talking or chalk and talk method also I might be using, but at the same time I might be also using the latest available technological innovations for my pedagogical effectiveness also. And here I want to see how generative AI can be useful in improving my productivity there. So enhancing teaching and pedagogical effectiveness. The first point is personalized learning. So this may help us now in motivating our students or changing our pedagogical practices to leading towards personalized learning. How can we do that? How we have done that? We will talk about it as an experience or as an example. We'll try to talk about this, how personalized learning can be very effective for us. Second is content generation. So now it is very easy for us to generate a content, lecture notes, summaries, online test or quiz, multimedia content, everything can be generated, which help us, which enriches our teaching processes. I will give you one or two examples here also, that how using generative AI, I am able to prepare a better worksheets now, which I am also surprised that even though quite honestly with all kinds of dedication we were working, I did my several faculty development programs from a few foreign universities also, or from a renowned institutes like even IIM and other things. And yet I found that though I was trying the best of the things that I was taught or I wanted to do using all the latest thing, something was still lacking. And that lake was identified when I started using generative AI. So it enriched my teaching process a lot by generating worksheets and other things. Then interactive tool it can use, this becomes a part of personalized learning also. Assessment automation also is very important, which also becomes part of personalized learning also. For the science teachers, this scenario simulation can be very useful, like virtual labs are being prepared by many institutes. I think Delhi University also has chemistry virtual labs and physics virtual labs where people can work on them. So this all we can do that. So now I want to give some examples that how it works, personalized learning, content generation, how I used personally, and it was very useful to me also. I skip down to some of the slides to see that. Yeah, so the first one, enhancing teaching and pedagogical practice. When I want to prepare a worksheet for the students, I use this. I gave content prompt is very important, as we know. I'm putting this link in the chat also. So in case anybody want to just have a look from the chat, then also you can have a look at it. Yeah, in the chat I am putting some of the links. Okay. This is one example of the worksheet that is prepared with the help of ChatGPT and Gemini, and this is another one. Two examples right now I am giving here, okay? And we will see a screen also. Okay? So, for example, here if you see that one thinking activity I was planning to give to our students. At the end of teaching a particular unit, I was trying to give one thinking activity to the students. And this was on the topic of cultural studies approach to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Yeah? This way it helped me in generating the response. I gave the content. Yes, content was given by me that I want this in this particular manner. It should be divided in these two parts, like revolutionary birds and Frankenfame. And then you help me, give me some ideas for discussion topics. So it generated ideas for discussion topics. This generating ideas, it can help. So it gave these ideas that how you can use for this. So three very important ideas it gave. It gave a direction also how you can think on this idea. That also was given. And then suggested activities also were given, like reading and analysis, film and media reflections. And once the student has completed their work, like in this direction when student will work, how to evaluate students, Normally our activity is like that we ask our students to post their assignment as a blog. So this work is given and then student will publish it as a blog. So evaluating student blog on this topic, and it gave a rubric also. We have to prompt generative AI that give me a rubric also for the assessment of this work. This rubric also remains open to all the students. This also is open. So students are also well aware that they will be evaluated on this particular rubric. So how critically engaged they are, content depth, organization, use of evidence, creativity and insight, language and mechanics. That all is a part of that. Scoring guide also is given. Reading resources also. When we prompt, then it will also give reading responses. It can be faulty also. Generative AI machines are improving very fast, but still you can't rely blindly on the name of the people and the name of the works which are given. So that's where our experience comes. I read and I come to know that is this the correct book or not. If it is unknown to me, I will go to internet, I will search and I will identify whether that is a real book or not. So that all we have to do. It is not that we just click a button and everything is ready. We have to work with that also. The content that is generated, we need to work, but it gives a very interesting manner. So this is one, and the second one is this response. This activity was on exploring marginalization in Shakespeare's Hamlet and Stoppard's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. And this it was there, and again it generated a very interesting thinking activity for the students also. So something that comes as a new thing here, something that is quite new in this aspect is that though I was preparing thinking activities, I was giving some ideas to think also, but it was not in this detailed manner. Here it comes in a quite detailed manner that students can easily understand what they are supposed to do, how they have to creatively engage themselves with this activity. That is also written in detail here. And rubric. Descriptive rubric is very challenging for teachers, and if every time I want a new rubric, then it is very, very difficult for me. It is very time consuming also. So it can save my time on one hand, and on the another side it can also give a better result than what I might have done without the help of generative AI. So in either way it increases the, or I may require 2-3 other teachers to help me. I may require to take help of my research scholars also to help me in drafting all these things. But now I don't have to disturb my research scholars or my fellow teachers, and I can work on my own. That way our productivity enhances as a teacher when we create our content for activities for the learners there. So it helps a lot in a very significant manner. This even references also it gives with each and every activity. So those students who are fast learners, those who want to explore more things, they may get some ideas to refer to some other books and resources to look into this matter also. This is yet another example. And this example is slightly different than the other example that we have seen earlier. Here this is one worksheet prepared on a play, Waiting for Godot. Here our focus or my focus as a teacher was this, to see that I want to prepare a very challenging worksheet. Challenging in a way that even if the students will use generative AI to find the answers, they will find it difficult to find the answers. I repeat again, challenging worksheets means something that even if students use internet or generative AI, they cannot find the answers very easily. Now for this kind of worksheet, what is very important is first our experience. We know what are the corner questions. We know that in this particular chapter, only those students who have thoroughly studied can get an idea for a particular question. The others cannot get it. That we know, that is our experience plays a vital role. And with the help of that, we prompt generative AI to create a worksheet. And then we give this worksheet in a print copy also, many times we give to our students. And then we ask them that use generative AI. We don't say that don't use generative AI. We say use it and then try to find the correct answers. And we have seen that students get baffled in getting to the right answer. And when they generate the response in the class and they are slightly faulty, or they are not able to understand and explain the response that is generated, teacher's role becomes very important in classroom. Otherwise, we see that in a given context, we see that there is no role of a teacher remaining there. Students can do their personalized learning, and what role teachers are left with. The role that now teacher have to play is this, that whatever responses are generated by generative AI, are they understanding that or not? And if they are not able to understand that, then the teacher is there to explain it. You have to explain those things also. So it becomes very interesting nowadays in pedagogical practices that teachers don't go with such a kind of a burden that I have some knowledge and until and unless I will not share my knowledge with the students, students will remain dumb. Students will not be able to know anything if I will not teach them. That is not going to remain now. Only if students know how to question, they will be able to find whatever answers they want. But somewhere the students will get held up. And that is where that they may be confused in understanding the responses, in understanding the answers, and then the teacher's role becomes very important in the classroom also. But it obviously helps a lot in increasing our productivity, in preparing a very good lesson plan, excellent worksheets with rubric, and then we can have a very good discussion in the classroom also. The second important point which we see as a part of pedagogical practice is about, let me share my slides. The second one is about personalized learning plus assessment of the work also. Assessment of the work also. Now we all know, we are aware that multiple choice questions can be assessed. Multiple choice questions of the thing can be assessed very easily. But when it comes to essay type answers, then it is very challenging, very problematic to do the assessment of essay type answers. So we experimented in our class to see that can essay type answers be evaluated by generative AI tool, and can it help teachers as well as students, both? Can it help us in seeing the things or not? And we were quite surprised to see the end result, and it was quite interesting response that we got also. And it seems like I will share my experience also and this experiment also. After doing this experiment, we realized that, well, this is really amazing, and it is like now it depends upon the creativity of the teachers, that how they can use this all tools in their own subject area and get the maximum out of it. Let me share this experience to see that what we did and how we got a very interesting outcome also. Okay, so our students have given the internal test. So they have written answers in a real-time exam environment, a real-time examination environment. It was not that it was artificially made environment wherein they were writing something. No, natural environment. So what happens is that when we ask our students that we will see your language to generative AI, they become very conscious and they try to do the best possible thing when they handwrite their answers. But if it is natural examination, then they will write in their own natural flow of writing the answers. We all know, we have an experience that when we get deeply involved in writing the answers, we might be making many silly mistakes, and we are not aware about those mistakes also. There are subconscious or unconscious mistakes and errors that keep on happening when we keep on writing. Some simple spelling errors might come there also. So that might happen, and we are not aware about those things. Now that naturally written writing, we want to assess with the help of generative AI tool. So we prepared a prompt. As we know that in generative AI, what is important is prompt. Prompt engineering is the most important thing. If anything that we need to teach our students, it is only about how to prompt. How to prompt, that is very important. So we prepared a prompt that I am a postgraduate student seeking evaluation based on CEFR guidelines. So when we are dealing with English language or English literature answers, we went for CEFR guidelines. If the other teachers of other discipline, if you have any other guidelines for your subject, you can use those guidelines. This is common European framework. which is used for IELTS and TOEFL examinations. If you don't have, you can make your own guidelines also. Generative AI can prepare a rubric also. You prepare a guidelines, you give that guidelines in the prompt, that these are the guidelines, or say for example, there is one ideal answer. One ideal answer. Give that ideal answer and then tell that based on this ideal answer, evaluate the response of the student, and then student will give their response also, and then generative AI will evaluate also. That is what other subject teachers can do. As I told that, now it all depends upon how creative we are in applying ideas when we work with this also. So we told that on the parameter of A1 to C2 level, evaluate this and give the grades. If you ask that I want the marks, that this question is of 20 marks, evaluate and give the marks, it will give marks also. But we wanted grades, evaluation in the form of grades. It will also help in giving it in forms of marks also. And then we have done this. So students answer, and this they have given this answer to generative AI, and generative AI responded that your answer is between B1 and B2. C2 is the best level. C2 is the best level, so it is somewhere in between. If you want to improve the level to C2, you need to do this improvement. That also is given. So depth and analysis, language sophistication, historical context, critical reflection, that all you need to do, so that you can improve your increase. That is fine. Well, we may say that, well, this I can also do. We perhaps many teachers might say that we are doing this. We are helping our students in saying we read their answers and we give the guidelines to them that, well, do this, these are the improvement required, and this is done. If as a human I can do it, why should I require generative AI to work? That is fine, good. If you are able to spare time and do all this thing, it is very good. There is no need to use generative AI for this purpose also. Now we move another stage. Now suppose the student is telling that, sir, you have given a good advice that where I need to improve. Can you please write an answer with the help of the advice that you have given? You have given preaching, now will you please practice and modify my answer with your preaching in the best form, wherein I can get C2 level. Now suppose one student is telling me this, I can still write an answer for the student, the ideal answer. I can modify student's answer and I can do that. But if I have 100 students, how can I write an ideal answer from the answer that is written by the students in the correct form? Remember this, I don't want only one ideal answer. I want all the students' answer to be improved to that level. This is nearly impossible for human being. So something where we find that we are incapable of doing as a human being, time constraints, and this way it is very difficult to increase our productivity if we work 24x7, and yet we cannot do this. So there are many things which we think we want to do to improve our productivity, but we are not able to do that. That is where generative AI comes. It plays a very significant role and helps us. So when we say this to generative AI, that okay, fine, write an answer, rewrite the answer with the suggestions that you have given, and then generative AI was able to do that also. So our another prompt was to compose high level paragraph with the same kind of proficiency, and then it was able to write that. Now two answers are there, one written by the student, another generated by the generative AI, and this is modification of the answer written by the student. It is not the ideal or one and only answer of the given question. In literature, we never have only one answer of any question. There are always variety of ways that the answers can be written. There are variety of ways in which the answers are written. And so this becomes very significant and important also. So this question and this. Now when student will read both the things simultaneously, the student will do self-learning. That where I need to improve, what kind of sentence structure I need to improve, where I need to add a better vocabulary, a better word to enhance my writing, how I can give a flow of thoughts, the flow of thoughts which is required to write essay type answer, how I can design that, how I can write different paragraphs, where should I make a paragraph. So all this thing student will keep on learning on its own. So self-learning, personalized learning is what we can easily achieve with the help of this tool also. So when we did this experiment, the first part of working on this, we found that students told that it helped them in improving answer writing, it helped them in enhancing language proficiency, self-assessment, skill development also happened, personalized learning experience, deeper understanding, reflective practice, and confidence building. So this all ways it helped the learners in working out with the things also. This was the first point. This was the first point we are talking. There are 10 points which AI has given to improve our productivity. We can't touch all the 10 right now. The first one was teaching and pedagogical practices, wherein how generative AI can help us improve our productivity. Second, very quickly to touch upon, we have 10 minutes still to go, and if there are any questions, that also we will take. Second is about research and scholarship. So when we think of research scholarship, data analysis, drafting research, idea generation, language assistant, citation management, everywhere it is very helpful to us in working out the things also. Some of the tools, if we try to see that which tools can be useful in doing all these things, then for literature review, for example, if you want to do literature review, then searching tools, scientific knowledge graphs, SKGs can be very useful here. And if I give one of the examples of an AI tool which can help in literature review or in research, then something like Citation Gecko. Citation Gecko is one such AI tool which can help in working with this. If, for example, I am working on film studies, I'm searching some articles, some research papers for this. I found this result. I am clicking all and I am selecting that as a seed paper. And then I get this kind of a response by these tools. And this tool, for example, is giving me such kind of graphics. For example, this graphic here. Now this means that this particular paper is cited by this all sources also. So when I am doing a literature review or when I am in a part of a research, what is the quality to review the related work? One of the very important parameters to find that the work is qualitative or not is to see that how many times that paper or that book has been cited by other people. The more it is cited, the more value it has got. So when I am doing my literature review, I should prefer to review those works which are cited maximum by the other research scholars. But how can I know that? How can I know? Generative AI comes here. Citation Gecko helps me in this. So here is one article which says that this is cited by this many times. I can click a button to go where the article is. So it will lead me to that particular page on which the article is available. It is a book chapter, Inventing Film Studies, and it is available on different sources also. And if it is in open access, I can open and I can read also, or if need be, I can make a payment also for this article. The same way, the another tool is OpenLX. OpenLX also is the same kind of tool, generative AI tool, to generate the things. If I am working on feminism, for example, I got this all results. But what is very important for me, I want the article which is cited maximum by the people. So here is one article which is cited 14,000 times. One article by Donna Haraway cited 14,000 times. Now imagine if I am doing any research in feminist studies and if I don't cite Donna Haraway, then I am not doing a proper research. But how can I know? That is the question. So generative AI tool can help us. So this is the article by Donna Haraway, and it can lead me to a particular article also. If it is again in open access, I will be able to download it also. So it is taking me to Gestor, and there I can get this article. Also, it is freely available, so that article I can get also. But 14,000 times it is cited by the people there. So this is the way that our research work get enhanced. It gets better and better also. Another thing that we want to see is that how can I find a good journal to publish my work? How can I find a good qualitative journal to either publish my work or to review some of the articles also? So there are generative AI tools like a journal suggester. Journal suggesters can be helpful. This is Taylor and Francis service by this, and if I give my abstract or my topic, for example, I want to work on translation studies. I want to publish my research on translation studies, and I am looking for good journals that where I can publish. So I go to journal suggester, and it is suggesting me very interesting journals, translation studies, the translator, Asia Pacific translation, Spanish language, language matters, this all. And now I can decide that which qualitative journal is very suitable for my work to do the work also. So in this way we can see that this tool in two important parts, in two very important part, it helps us in teaching pedagogical effectiveness and in research and scholarship. If I want to do a qualitative research, how can I reach to the article or a book chapter or a book which is cited maximum, and then how can I find the quality journal to publish my work? That can be done also. And the same way there are many other like facilitating contribution to academic community. That is where when you prepare for conferences and other things, generative AI can help you in preparing posters, summaries, streamline. Like this talk is going on, it is going live on YouTube also. You will just click a single button, summary of entire talk will come out. So you don't have to work. So when you are working on all this work, community, academic community, your work is very easy. At the end of the day, you will get the summary of entire talk. You don't have to take any notes also while the talk is going on. Then streamline institutional development, administrative assistance, policy insight, accreditation process. When we are working for NAC or NIRF accreditation, we require lots of documentation, and generative AI is helping a lot in preparing drafts of all those kinds of things where our productivity improves, increases, and we can create the content which is completely free from grammatical errors. Earlier in the NAC SSR report, there used to be lots of grammatical errors. Now, because of generative AI, Grammarly and other things, you don't find any grammatical errors now in SSRs written by institutes. Community engagement and outreach program, whenever we are engaged in all these activities, if you want to prepare social media content for Instagram, Facebook, immediately the post is prepared. We just have to copy paste the things also. We can leverage on all these things. Plagiarism detection is also there, which can help us in working out on all these things also. So these all are the work that we need to do, and how we can strengthen. Today, strengthening alumni network is very easy because of technology and lots of tools, wherein it becomes very easy. If you want to just work out on various things that what your alumni is doing, what kind of work they are doing, you just give data. Just give data to any of the generative AI and tell that give a summary of this, or bifurcate this data into what kind of work our former students are doing. That will give you all interesting detail, which will be very surprising also to us, that well, this in an effective manner, it can divide the work and it can present the work. So for alumni network also, these tools are very useful, and global cross-border collaborations, cultural integration also we can do in a very effective manner with the help of all these things also. If you're looking for AI tools, you can go to this website, futuretools.io, and you will find innumerable tools. You will find innumerable tools on futuretools.io, wherein whatever work you want to do, that you can work on also. There are many tools, but then just talking about tools is not an important thing. What we want to do, that is more important rather than knowing about the tools. And if only few tools are helpful to us in carrying out our work, then there is no need to learn or just run behind the tools only. So this way we can get a very interesting outcome from various resources that we can do the things there. Finally, there are challenges and ethical considerations also when we use AI for our productivity enhancement. One is data privacy. Again, some very sensitive information of our students or institute we need to handle with responsibility, so that that doesn't become a kind of the data for public access. So that we have to be very careful in handling sensitive student and institutional data. AI bias, we have to ensure that our content is not biased, and that also we need to take care of. Dependence also, avoiding over reliance on AI also is very important, which should hinder critical thinking and creativity. So our being a human and our thought, first and foremost as a human, are also very important, and we should not become over dependent on AI, that we fail to use our own critical thinking and creativity. And skill gap also, ensuring teachers are adequately trained to use generative AI tools effectively also. Finally, to conclude, generative AI is not just a tool for automating tasks, but a catalyst for transformative practices in higher education. By harnessing its potential, teachers can enhance their productivity, focus on high impact activities, and contribute more effectively to the academic community and society also. And finally, its integration must be guided by ethical practices, thoughtful implementation, and ongoing upskilling of educators to maximize its benefit also. As a part of ethical practices, whenever we use this kind of tools, we need to tell people that I have used the tool and generated. If it is not my response, I should not tell that this is my work, but ethically I should tell that this is with the help of generative AI. So in the beginning itself, I told that when you ask this question to ChatGPT or Gemini, what response you will get. Let us try to explore those things also. So I have added my experience and my experiments along with what generative AI is giving as a response here. So that way, some ethical considerations are also very important when we work with generative AI tools also. So thank you everybody. If you have any questions, we can take it.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful presentation on the productive use of AI in higher education. Your presentation helped us to explore the effective usefulness of AI tools for the career development and teaching learning process. Your thoughts were incredibly enlightening and will surely help us navigate the emerging trends in pedagogy. Participants, now you can unmute your microphones and ask your doubts. Participants, you can also share your suggestions as well as you can share your feedback about the session also.
Sir, all our AI tools are free of cost, sir, or we can?
Yeah, no, not all are free of cost. You have to pay money also. Like even generative AI or Gemini, they are free, but they won't allow you to have its full capacity if you use it free of cost. So somewhere now we need to invest some money also in AI tools also. That will be a part and parcel of our academic life. That some spending we will have to we have to be ready to do for that also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, there is a question in the chat box, sir. Sir, can you name some AI tools to correct the articles? Can you?
Yes. Just a minute. One for research one is site. If you SCITE site. This can help. This site. Let me share a screen. Yeah. There are many tools for research writing which can be very helpful in working out the things also. The site SCIT is one of such tools which can help in the research work. This one, scite.ai for research. This can help you in transforming your write-up and other things also. But as we had the first question, it is not free of cost. You can get a trial for 7 days, and then you will have to pay money for this also.
Thank you.
That is how it can help. Many times, like what do you want to correct in your article? That is very important. It is only language or what? That is, if it is language, then Grammarly, even ChatGPT, Gemini can also help. If it is only for language correction, then ChatGPT is one of the best, can help you. Grammarly also is very good for that work.
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, these by the help of AI, if we write any article, are these plagiarism free or not, sir?
No, actually, if you write with the help of AI, then it is not a good ethical practice so far as research writing is concerned. You can take help of it for maybe language correction or to generate some idea. If you are held up somewhere and you are looking for some idea to move ahead, you can use it. But if you will use maximum content that is generated by AI and use it for your research article, it will not be considered one ethical practice also. Nowadays, the plagiarism tools are being prepared in such a manner that they will detect AI also. UGC has suggested universities to use drill bit. Drill bit we are using now as a plagiarism detection tool, and it has a feature of AI detection also. So it may in future also it will have more capacity to detect AI things. So anybody who is involved in research writing, I would suggest that don't use AI for writing your things. Generate ideas, that is fine. Look for some papers and for literature review, that is fine. But don't use for writing your core thing. If you want to do analysis, some kind of, and you want to give content and do, you can do that. But write the analysis in your own language. Avoid using it for research purpose. As a teacher, when you are working, there is no concern. As a teacher, when you prepare worksheets with the help of this, it is fine. It is considered as a good practice when you use, because there you can write in the footnotes that this is generated with L and you want to have a very good interaction in the classroom. So you have done that. So as a teacher, feel free to use it. As a researcher, be careful in using generative AI.
We have received papers for reviewing, but in that terms and conditions says that you will not use the AI tools. What are the possibility of getting the errors using AI tools for reviewing the papers, to be sent by various?
Can you please repeat what instructions you have received?
No, sir, it is, they are saying the condition that we should not use the AI tools for reviewing the paper.
For reviewing the paper, yes.
What are the possibility of getting errors if you use the AI tools?
What are the possibilities?
Yes.
One major possibility is that response may be faulty also. See, the AI will do random reading of key words from an article. So maybe the crux part, the major part, very important part of the article might not be evaluated also. So whenever you try to summarize an article, it might be possible that the crux or the main part of the article has not been summarized also. So the best practice in this is that first you read the article, entire article, and then use generative AI to see whether are you satisfied with the response that is generated or not. If you are satisfied, then only you use it, so that you are aware that what is the important part that has come here or not. Don't use it to just reduce your time from reading the major article. What is to be read thoroughly should be read thoroughly. Then only you use generative AI to get a summary of that article.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
As we come to the close of today's session, it's my privilege to invite a gregarious person, a Dr. R. Hemalata, Assistant Professor of Physics, V.V.Vanniaperumal College for Women, Virudhunagar, to propose the vote of thanks. Dr. Hemalata, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to one and all gathered here. It is a great privilege and honor to propose vote of thanks at today's thought-provoking session on productive use of AI tools in higher education. To begin with, I sincerely thank the board members of V.V.Vanniaperumal College for Women, Virudhunagar, and the board members of Jamal Mohamed College, Trichy, for their encouragement and unwavering motivation in organizing this national level 1-week online faculty development program on emerging trends in pedagogy for quality excellence in higher education. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. Your leadership has truly paved the way for this enriching experience. I would also like to extend my deep gratitude to our respected principal, Dr. S. Sintana ma'am, and Dr. D.I. George Amalarathinam sir, Principal of Jamal Mohamed College, Tiruchirappalli. Your support and vision for excellence in education have inspired us to organize this program with great zeal. My heartfelt thanks go to our IKC coordinator, Dr. M. Puneem Selvi ma'am, Head and Associate Professor, Department of Commerce, V.V.Vanniaperumal College for Women, Virudhunagar, and Dr. M. Syed Ali Paudusa sir, IKC coordinator, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Jamal Mohamed College, Tiruchirappalli, for their invaluable contributions and collaborative efforts. Teamwork divides the task and multiplies the success. Your teamwork has been exemplary. On behalf of the organizing team and all the participants, a special note of thanks to our English, Maharaja Krishna Kumar Senji, Bhavnagar University, Gujarat, for delivering a remarkable session that has opened our eyes to the incredible potential of artificial intelligence tools in transforming higher education. So, we are especially thankful for the practical examples and tools you introduced and showcased how AI can be harnessed to enhance teaching methodologies and personalized learning experiences. So, your session has equipped us with the knowledge and the inspiration to use artificial intelligence not as a replacement but as an enabler to create meaningful and impactful learning environments. And also your deep knowledge and practical demonstrations have shed light on how artificial intelligence can revolutionize higher education. Thank you so much, sir. Last but not least, a big thanks you to all the participants for your active participation and enthusiasm throughout the program. Your curiosity and commitment are the driving forces behind the success of initiatives like this. As we wrap up today's session, let us carry forward the insights and inspirations gained here and strive to use AI as a tool to revolutionize education, making it more accessible, innovative, and impactful. Once again, I thank you all for making this event a resounding success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'm
Dear-
leaving now. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, before we conclude, we would love to hear your thoughts on today's session. Kindly take a few minutes to fill out the feedback form, which is available in the chat box. It will be active for 10 minutes only. Submission of your feedback form is mandatory for receiving certificates. As we close day 3 of Faculty Development Program, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to everyone for your active participation today. We are looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you once again.